Good afternoon, YouTube. Taming the Tamaskan with you guys. It's Christmas, and Teyla and I decided to do a little hike out in Black Forest. This is always one of our more fun local short hikes. A lot of people out, actually. I mean, it's a beautiful day, so it kind of makes sense. I guess stuff yourself full, or maybe take a hike before dinner so you can get some calories ready to burn. But beautiful day out here in Colorado. This is, if those of you that haven't been following my channel, this is the Black Forest burn scar in Colorado. So this is one of the areas that burn real bad. You can kind of see for quite some distance back there that it burned all the way kind of up that direction and across this way. All these houses when this fire happened were pretty much all burned down. These are all new rebuilds, relatively new at least. So, but anyways, you know what? I just wanted to say Merry Christmas to you guys and thank you for the subscribers that I have. You know, it's been a tough year for everybody, and I hope that we could have at least provided some entertainment to those of you that watch my channel and those of you that are subscribed, because this video is really geared towards my subscribers. Teyla has come a long ways, I think, in this year. We were able to do a lot of training with kind of the downtime of this year, so that's good. So I just wanted to, today I was just going to do a short little topic, something a little bit more outside of just Teyla or Tamaskans or dogs, but more personal, but it is dog related. This one is I wanted to talk about that I was not a dog person before Teyla. So when I grew up, we didn't have dogs or anything. We had some small animal pets. In fact, I grew up with rats and rabbits, essentially. I had, I think, 2 rats growing up, and then we had 2 rabbits. And rabbits live a long time. My first rabbit, Bunny was his name, so cleverly named by myself. I changed the spelling a little bit. But he was a dwarf Dutch rabbit, and he was an awesome dude. Pretty aggressive little guy. But he was a lot of fun, and to this day I still own rabbits. One of these days we'll have to get doing a little excerpt about them, but I love rabbits, so that's a huge thing about me. But I had him he lived a little over 12 years. I think he was just shy of 13 when he passed away. So growing up, my dad wasn't really into dogs, didn't like dogs in the house and that kind of thing, and we just never had dogs, so small animals it was. Which, you know, I didn't really have a huge, you know, I loved the rabbits, and I did a lot of volunteer work with animals, but I wouldn't consider myself a dog person at all. You know, a lot of things about them. I grew up with my dad's kind of somewhat more OCD habits about things being dirty, hair, stuff like that, you know. I mean, in some ways I still like to keep the house pretty clean as much as you can with dogs, but it was just a lot of those things, and then of course the hassle of dealing with a dog and then cleaning up after them, and then, you know, those were a lot of stopping things for somebody who's not a dog person. And yeah, so I do a lot of hiking and those things of that nature for obvious reasons, being here in Colorado, and had more than a number of times where it would have just been nice to have a dog with me, but I just didn't know if I had the wherewithal to train a dog or take care of a dog and really commit to it. I think I struggled with that for a long time. It's a lot of work, of course, and so, you know, Tamaskans being a breed that I had found primarily through the internet, and somebody we knew had one. I spin around, and I really started looking into it, and I put myself on a list. But when I really found out that it was like, you know, you got to wait on these lists for years before you know, either they breed or you get the ability to get yourself a Tamaskan. It was just something that I put in the back of my mind, was like, you know, I don't know, we'll look at other dogs. And I think one of my top contenders for getting it instead of Teyla was a rough collie, so a full-size collie. Well, a rough collie I would have really enjoyed. I had even looked into some breeders and stuff that were reputable. But that's about the time that Ottaway Tamaskan had contacted contacted me and was like, hey, are you still interested in a Tamaskan? You put your name on this list a while back, and when you fill out an application for those guys, it's pretty in depth. And they were like, you seem like a good fit for a Tamaskan, and they basically went more through the process. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to do this. I'd love to have a hiking buddy. I'd love to have somebody with me, and maybe actually have a dog of my own for the first time in my life. Now, I can't tell you probably the amount of anxiety that gave me. Just not being a dog person, worrying about all those things, and having to raise a puppy that is admittedly of a breed that is a difficult dog to raise. So, and then of course having my daughter being pretty young at the time, it was a lot of challenges there. But in the end, after I got Teyla, as somebody who didn't have dogs before, the joy that it brings to your life, after you really truthfully bond with a dog, and the frustrations, the getting upset, and learning how to work with your dog and their personality, how to reward, not negatively impact the dog by negative reinforcement, I guess. Learning all those tricks and stuff, and learning about dogs more and more has been fantastic. I really enjoy it. Teyla has been probably one of the best things that's ever come into my life, and she does things like this, and it always makes me smile. It's not often I let her dig, but let her have her fun with whatever she smells. Probably a mouse hole. She's really good at finding mice. And it's funny, like in the early days with Teyla, I really struggled with just the puppy behaviors. You want a dog to listen, you want them to be trained quickly, and do what you want them to do. And at the beginning, it was like the blind leading the blind. I remember being really frustrated because I needed Teyla to be good off the leash on some hikes and stuff that were too steep to have a dog on the leash and so on. But she really struggled off the leash at first, and we came out here actually to this area, and that was the first time I really started doing off the leash training. And we did I brought chicken nuggets, and another big one was Horse Thief Falls, where I was like, we're gonna get this down, we're gonna do some training. And I was pretty frustrated, but I learned that some McDonald's chicken nuggets were pretty much all Teyla ever needed in her life to really enjoy being off the leash and listening for the most part. Like, we still have the prey drive issue at times, but overall I love being able to take her anywhere and off the leash, and then going into places and her not making noise, going into stores. She was really scared going into stores, terrified, absolutely terrified, whining, crying, freaking out, barking at random stuff, barking at strangers, people with beards, hats, oh god, whatever you name it. Sunglasses. She was something to deal with when she was a puppy, and a lot of those behaviors. But working through it, being frustrated, and if you're a new dog owner, if you hadn't been a dog person before, grown up with dogs or done a lot of dog training, my advice to you is stick with it. Stay persistent. They'll get it, especially as their little brains mature and stuff. They'll start to understand that they want to make you happy and listen. And if you give them something that they want and that motivates them, they'll listen. They'll take care of you, and they'll bond with you most of all. That's the biggest thing. What are you getting into, girl? You were really motivated here. God, she got quite the hole there. You got the stuff I want to brush out of you. But and dogs being in the house, like even now, Teyla sleeps with me and stuff. That getting used to that was fantastic. It was hard at first, and she really had to earn being able to sleeping in the bed and stuff. So, but she did, and this dog, she's been fantastic to me, my family, and pretty much everybody else she's ever met. She loves people, and for the things that we continue to grow and she needs to learn, I just know it's going to get better and better. And that's the great thing about having a dog, is like, she's a partner in my life. She goes to hike with me, comes with me everywhere that I can take her. And, they provide constant joy and happiness, especially at times like this. I know a lot of people just got dogs, being COVID-19 and everything. And, maybe they're first-time dog owners, maybe they're whatever else. But it's not so much a how-to as much as the feeling and, how you got to really, treat the situation. And you're going to get frustrated, you're going to get mad, you just got to sometimes step back and remember that they're a dog, they're a puppy, and you really kind of got to give them some leeway at times. So I think one of my biggest stories is that I struggled with Teyla was digging, actually, now that we were just watching that. Normally I don't let her dig anymore at all, because she's definitely the type of the dog that you turn away for 30 seconds and then there's a 5-foot hole. So, that's just Tamaskans. They like to burrow, they like to dig. That's what her favorite thing used to be. And I struggled with the backyard. She dug all kinds of holes in my backyard, and she just trashed my backyard. And I really, really struggled with that, because you spend a lot of money on doing a backyard and stuff like that. So you really got to think, like, how do you defeat this dog? So we went to AstroTurf for ease of maintenance and other things, and that helped. But discovered that Teyla still has no problem digging in rocks. Come on, girl. And that was frustrating. So she dug one time pretty bad underneath the AstroTurf, and I got real mad. I was real upset, and she knew I was upset. I think about Teyla, she reads emotions. She's all about your emotions. If I'm in a bad mood, I almost sometimes just can't go to the dog park because it sets her off so bad. And I was actually going to do a separate video on that at some point or another. So, she knew I was upset, and poor girl, like, I hadn't even grabbed her or nothing, to shame her, because usually what I do is I'll bring her to the hole and tell her no, and so on and so forth. I was upset. My body language, my tone of my voice and everything, it scared her. It scared her so bad. And I felt really bad after this, that, she peed herself, and she was shaking, she wouldn't listen, she was crying, I hadn't even done anything. And that's when I realized that dogs have an incredible connection to humans. She is so sensitive to how you feel, and you really got to pay attention to that when your body language and stuff. So, but it was also an amazing thing, because it also taught me that when I reward her for things, it's way more effective than getting mad and yelling at her or something like that. Like, it was a huge turning point of being, all right, I got to work with how this dog works and do what she needs to do. And at the end of the day, a dog is a dog. Dogs want to dig. Dogs want to hunt. Dogs want to be a pack. Dogs want to be alpha. That's what you got to think about sometimes, is that they aren't humans. And getting mad at a dog because they dug up your, thousands of dollars of landscaping really doesn't do any good, because they don't understand. But motivating the dog to do something else and reward them for it is really was the key to Teyla. Still is. So that's a little bit about my story, guys. Probably talked a little bit longer than I had intended to, but good stuff. Hope you all are having a Merry Christmas. Hope you've enjoyed, enjoying time with your family and friends as best you can in these times. But hope you all have a good one. We got some more videos coming. Hopefully having a little bit more time to work on stuff. So catch you all next time.